Hi, sisters. Welcome back. Have you ever wondered why it is that some people you know just seem to have effortlessly perfect days where everything just goes right for them? Solutions to problems seem to flow easily toward them. They constantly make the right connections with people who are really helpful to them in advancing their careers or their lives. And they create progress toward their goals, dreams, and desires sort of effortlessly and at record speed. So if you're a human, which I'm guessing you are if you're watching this video, you've probably even been a little bit envious of these types of people before, thinking, what do they know that I don't know? And why is it so easy for them and so hard for me? So today I'm going to walk you through my 4-step secret process for having effortlessly perfect days in your life too, so that you can become that person you've always wanted to be instead of feeling weighed down by your huge to-do list and unforeseen challenges that pop up throughout your day. So step 1 is to clarify what a perfect day would look like for you. And so maybe it would include a really smooth morning routine. It could include maybe a bike ride along the water, or maybe a coffee date before work with your significant other, or maybe a friend. It could include some time spent reading fiction outside, maybe a trip to a farmer's market to pick some fresh produce and then head back to your home and cook a beautiful meal for yourself and loved ones. Maybe your perfect day would include the work you're currently doing. Maybe it would include something completely different that feels really different for you and is really fulfilling. So whatever your perfect day would look like, it's important for you to get really specific here. And I personally like to have 2 sets of perfect day recipes, I call them. So one for during the work week and one for the weekend. So this exercise was actually a huge launching point for me when I decided to leave my full-time job and really start designing and living my days the way I wanted them to be. And that's because when we get specific about what we want and we can fully see it and feel what it would feel like to be living that way, it acts as a natural motivation for us, and our subconscious mind starts to really guide us toward the things that feel really good. And we begin creating results seemingly with little to no effort at all, because we're just aware of what we are moving toward creating. And so those things, we start to pick up on things that we wouldn't have normally picked up on. We start to become aware of things around us that are actually opportunities for us to move toward those goals and those results that we're looking to create that we didn't see before because we just weren't even clear about what we were looking for. So that's step 1. So I want you to write that down, maybe pause this video and write down some ideas of what your perfect day would look like and sort of design that recipe for yourself. So you think, from the start of my day to the end of the day, what would it look like if everything went perfectly? Step 2 is to plan and act. So sit down with your schedule, however you do it. Maybe it's on Google Calendar, maybe it's something else that you write down. Maybe it's like a planner. So sit down with whatever you're currently using and start adding in elements of your perfect day. Start scheduling them in so that they really happen. And maybe you don't add everything in all at once. Maybe it's just little pieces of the recipe, little ingredients that you're adding in to sort of spice up your day. But you can certainly start adding at least 1 or 2 of the activities from your perfect day recipe into your schedule now. So be careful not to overbook yourself, and to really start to make time and prioritize time for yourself for the things that really matter to you, which I'm guessing are the things that have come up in your perfect day exercise once you started thinking about this recipe and what it looks like for you. So maybe at this phase, when you're planning and acting, maybe you even start eliminating parts of your schedule or just tweaking them that don't really fit into your perfect day at all and feel really misaligned with where you want to be going. So focus on adding in the fun and pleasurable activities that will help you stay focused and productive for the things that don't necessarily spark that love for you, that are currently have to do items in your schedule. I personally try to include a lot of spaciousness in my mornings and my evenings so that I don't feel overwhelmed or burnt out, and so that I feel energized and can really essentially stretch my time by adding energy. So the way I do that is, really feed myself well and nourish my body, take care of my body. Also, make sure that I have those connections throughout my day, because working from home can be really isolating sometimes. So things that would normally kind of weigh me down and get me into like a Netflix binge or something, I try to balance those out with things that really nourish me and help me feel energized, so that I actually feel like I have so much more time. Because when I show up to do things that are on my schedule during the day, then I can be really focused and laser focused and just get them done. Um, and so that's step 2. So plan and act is step 2. Step 3 is to create a morning ritual. And this is where I've seen the most tremendous results with my clients. And so really what this means for me is just reading your perfect day recipe every morning and connecting to it, and setting aside intentional time where you do that. And so this means that you start your day by setting the intention that this will be what you focus on. And what you focus on grows, and what you focus on you get more of. And so depending on your individual day, you can also actually ask for what you want to happen this day. And that's what I always do. So if, my morning ritual always includes writing a few pages in my journal. And I usually will ask for what I would love to see happen that day. So for example, if I'm really struggling with who I need to connect with to figure out a solution to a challenge I'm having in my business, or where I'm going to find my next client who really feels aligned with my business and what I'm doing and feels like energizing for me to work with. I'll just ask the universe in my journal, or you can ask whatever universal force you believe in through your journal, or just write it somewhere that feels right for you, or just ask it out loud. So I'll usually write something like, please connect me with the person I need to speak to regarding this issue or this challenge, so that I may effortlessly solve it and move forward toward what I am really creating. And then I also say, thank you so much for your support. And that's sort of my way of expressing gratitude to the universe for, bringing beautiful things into my life, and just the synchronicities that happen. And it happens again and again. And it's so amazing to me that every time I'm like shocked. And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing that we have at our, we just place our order and it can happen for us. So step 4 is reflect. So I want you to set aside some time for reflection after you actually live out your perfect day, using the recipe that you've created, using, those little ingredients that you've sprinkled in to spice up your week or your days. And I want you to think about, was it what you had imagined? And did you feel the way that you wanted to feel? And what did you learn about yourself from the experience? And what did you realize you wanted more or less of? And these questions will give you such great intel into making your next day even better. So then once you reflect, I want you to start to integrate those reflections and use them for improvement in whatever your perfect day looks like. So maybe you add something in, maybe you take something out, maybe you make a feeling very intentional. So you want to feel connected, or you want to feel excited or passionate in your day. So make sure that that's part of it moving forward. And as with anything, I want you to keep in mind that being adaptable and flexible and having a positive mindset will work wonders in having a day that feels fulfilling and luscious to you. So also keep in mind that sometimes we're presented with what we need instead of what we think we desire. So that is so important. And so being open to being guided a bit off of your perfect day path and learning the lessons that are presented to you is so important in really creating, the life that you want, and learning what you need to learn to become the person you want to become. So no matter what happens, I want you to know and trust that the universe, or whatever universal force you believe to be, working with you here, is conspiring with you to create the most abundant and fulfilling experience possible while you're here on this planet living this life. And this mindset shift will work wonders for dealing with unexpected kinks that come up during your day that would normally throw you off. So how can you start to have fun in those, unexpected challenges or kinks in your plans or whatever? How can you start to kind of embrace the flow of the way things are going versus the way that you think they should be happening? So how can you start to kind of surrender release a little bit of control there and just accept what is and enjoy that experience. So, did you enjoy this video? I sure hope it was helpful for you and that you begin to sort of start putting some of these ideas into practice in your own life and start creating really effortlessly fulfilling and magical synchronous days for yourself too. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to share it with someone who would also enjoy it too. And I'd love to hear what's shifted for you after hearing these 4 steps. So leave a comment below this video in the comments on the blog so we can continue the discussion together. And if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. And if you have any questions for an upcoming video, I'd love to hear about those too. And I hope that you have an amazing, beautiful day today and start sort of incorporating some of these ideas. And I look forward to chatting with you in the comments section on the blog. Thanks so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.